Rising. I am Cassandra, Queen Motivation. Thank you for joining me in today's video. We will be going over 2 breathing techniques and we will dive into a set of 3 different yoga series. So just get yourself comfortable and let's start today's session. So in a seated position, we are going to just do a quick explanation of the practice of pranayama and coming into the type of breath work that we can use to accelerate our yoga practice and also bring us to a beautiful center in any part of our day. Starting with our basic skull shining breathing technique, also known as Kapala Bhakti breath. This is a breath of us where we're going to be breathing in and out through our nose. So it'll be nice and steady breaths in just to get ourselves centered. So just take some 3 breaths in, relax, exhale. Now with this breath, we're going to be stimulating our diaphragm. It's going to give us the same sensation in our belly as if we were sneezing. So on our exhale through the nose, it's going to be short, sharp, and quick, kind of sounding like. So we're going to do 3 sets of breaths like this. So breathing into the nose and exhale. Perfect. Inhale and exhale. One more round, breathing in through the nose. Short, sharp breaths, exhale out. Practice of pranayama is beautiful for just bringing in this life force and really settling yourself. Now, the key components of this breathwork technique is to be nice and relaxed, sitting in a comfortable position. You want to bring your jaw back, slowly recline, open your mouth so you're making an O shape with your mouth, kind of like you're fogging up a mirror, and it's going to make an ah sound, kind of like an ocean wave humming like Darth Vader. So it's going to sound like this. Ah. And we really want to loosen up our jaw and just allow the vibration to flow out. So let's try this breathing technique. Breathing in and out. Beautiful. One more breath in. And one more round. Let's take a nice deep breath in through our nose and exhale nice and long. Now letting your body just come back to a regular natural state, calm, natural breathing. We're going to prepare ourselves for our first series, coming into a lunge series. I'm going to ask you to prepare yourself into child's pose position. So shifting onto your knees, spreading your knees, hips length apart, and dropping to the floor. We're going to start in with a beautiful breath. Nice deep breath in, inhale. And we're going to exhale into downward dog. So inhale and exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bringing our right foot forward so we can get prepared for our stretch for this morning. Having our knee bent over our knee. Inhale. We're going to prepare to shift into downward dog, bringing our foot back together. Inhale. Exhale, dropping down into plank pose. Inhale, bringing our body up to cobra. Exhale, dropping into downward dog, shift into the back of our mat. Now let's bring our left foot forward on our next inhale. Inhale, bringing your left foot forward to stretch out in our left lunge. Making sure our knee is bent over our ankle. Let's take a nice breath in this position. Let's inhale, bringing our foot back to downward dog. We're going to hold here for 5 seconds. dropping down to a complete ragdoll forward fold, hugging your elbows. Just allowing yourself a moment here before we move on to our final shape of this series. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rising up to Tadasana. Bringing our hands to prayer pose. And giving us a moment before we integrate into our next series today. Our series is going to be a sun salutation, starting in Tadasana. Practicing a Vinyasa practice, we are going to take a deep breath in, dropping our hands down, starting in Tadasana. Inhale, bringing our arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, dropping into plank. Holding. Inhale, exhale, dropping to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog, cobra. Exhale, going into downward dog. Holding here for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, dropping into plank pose. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to hold here for 5 seconds. Breathing in, dropping into our hips. Uttanasana, and exhale into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to arms overhead. Exhale, mountain pose, finishing in Tadasana. Bringing our hands to prayer as we close this series of sun salutation. We will take a moment before we finish our final series today, going into our triangle series. Starting in Tadasana, we will take a breath and lower our hands down to mountain pose. Inhale, arms overhead, Utthana Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, half bend. Exhale, plank, Chaturanga. Dropping down, chest to mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for 5 breaths. Inhale, dropping into your hips, holding downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, bringing our right foot forward, coming into warrior 1 pose. Arms above head. Inhale to warrior 1. Exhale, dropping arms to warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the knee, hands to ankle, dropping to triangle pose. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, back up to warrior 2. Exhale, straighten the knee. Inhale. Exhale, dropping hands to mat for extended side angle pose, reaching our left hand to the sky. Taking a breath, holding. Inhale, bringing our hands behind our back and shifting our hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, dropping to pyramid. Exhale, hold. Making sure both of our legs are straight in this pyramid position. Inhale. Exhale, dropping hands to mat, preparing to shift into plank position. Inhale, exhale, drop to plank. dropping to floor. Inhale to cobra pose, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And as we do to yin, we must do to the yang. Inhale, bringing our left foot forward. Holding this position. Inhale, bringing our arms above our head to warrior one. Exhale, dropping our arms to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the knee. Exhale, dropping to our ankle for triangle pose. Holding here. Inhale, come back up to warrior two, bending the knee. Exhale, straighten the knee, dropping down, hands to mat for extended side angle pose. Reaching our right hand up to the sky, staring to the stars, taking a breath in as we hold the extended side angle pose. Shifting both of our feet forward and bringing our hands behind us, we're shifting into pyramid pose. Inhale, pyramid. Straighten the knee, dropping into this pose. Inhale, bringing our hands to the front of the mat. Exhale, dropping into plank. Kneading the mat for a moment as we inhale, rising into upward facing dog. Rising into cobra with our inhale. Shifting into our last position of the day, we are going to inhale and exhale into downward dog. Dropping our weight into our hips, flattening our feet to the back of our mat. Closing with today, setting the intention, taking a deep breath in. Let's walk our feet to the front of our hands, to the front of our mat.